In dungeons, darkness, undead haunt us. Oh, what a fright!
Hello, everyone. We just have kind of an announcement today. You may notice that Key3 is not here. Dawn has decided to leave the channel because of personal reasons. We would like to wish her and everyone else over at Roll for Initiative the best in all of their future endeavors. And this is the day that we part ways. And we thank them for all of the fun that they've provided us over the years. And we will continue on. I, as always, am your benevolent Dungeon Master Puck. I am joined today by two Warlocks and Redan, which I will now introduce in no particular order. Starting with Redan, our half-giant barbarian and best friend to Cookies. Penithan Wright, studious adventurer extraordinaire. And of course, the Rainbow Revolutionary, Mr. Guy Boutomps. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. When last we left our heroes, they had met an archaeologist fish gentleman and acquired a very, very fanciful, very powerful item, a sphere of annihilation, which they assumed could be used to destroy the manual of Phyrexia, which they are hot on the trail of. They, in the end, decided that this sphere was best left with their new archaeologist companion, Mr. Felfin, with the agreement that they would meet up with him later when it could be utilized. After the party finished making their way through this forgotten laboratory where it was found, they took a couple lumps and bruises, but it was time to rest up for the night. And you are awakened to another rumbling. And you can feel a shift in the universe. And you see that Key3 is now gone. And initially you are met with a certain amount of anxiety and despair. But there is a feeling that comes over you that allows you to know that wherever she is safe and adventuring with her patron. And you know that your adventures with her have come to an end for now. But sadly, you have more pressing matters. And we'll give you guys a moment if you need it.
So, do we have, just remember, do we have horses at all outside here? Or any other means of transportation, or are we hoofing it still?
You guys have been moving on foot currently. Just kind of following the compass that Redan has that points you in the right direction of what you're looking for. Seemingly, the compass continues to point in the same direction for both the manual of Phyrexia and for Cookie as well.
And how far away are we from the cave near the keep?
The cave near the keep, you're a couple hours journey. You guys were a fair distance out before.
Because we left Cookie's cleaver with Melissa, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So I would then turn to these guys and say, if he is still alive, you think it would be kind of nice if we brought him his cleaver, right?
Maybe he left it there on purpose.
That's the other side, eh? I don't know how that man thinks, eh?
We could always take.
He's got plans that are going to take longer than I've been alive to run out. Eh? Sorry, Ben, what was that? Eh?
We could always take him to the cleaver once we find him. I mean, we don't know that he's safe, honestly.
I like that idea better. We leave the cleaver with Melissa then, eh? So, I know at least two of us can tuck the skin off a chicken without moving the feathers, but we need horses. I am not walking all the way to the end of the fucking world, eh?
You want me to talk to some birds and see if we can find some horses? Maybe we can convince them.
You find us maybe a moose or two to ride, eh?
That would be freaking awesome.
Maybe we walk and talk at the same time, because I don't know how many moose there are around here, eh?
Lord Zelos stirs from his sleep. He says,
Oh, right, you're here too.
Oh, yes, and don't forget about me, of course. Or do. I can slip into the background if you'd like. Well, I mean, if you'd like, I can work out some kind of transportation for us. We just need to get to a nearby town.
Oh, do we have the bag of holding?
Yes,
Okay. Do we not have a magic carpet?
I believe that you do.
Oh, we got it, and then immediately everything went shit.
A couple of minutes ago seems like a long time ago. I completely forgot, but yeah, we got this thing, and I start pulling it out of the bag. Oh, and who's going to carry this, eh? The bag of holding. Sure as hell isn't me, eh? I can't be trusted with my own ass in both hands.
Well, I've already got one, so I can just put that one inside of mine.
No, let's give that one to Penn then, eh? For sure.
Zelos like
Hey,
puts up
on
his
one
hand
condition, you don't put the fucking thing in your book, eh? No,
Don't.
that's exactly the same bad plan reason we don't let him put it in the other bag of holding, eh?
I mean, that's fine with me. I'm more just curious, would it catalog everything? And then we just have, like, you know, a Sears manual that we can rip pages out.
You know what?
Yeah,
I got
but it
another
doesn't, like-
idea, and I just shove it in my own backpack.
You know what? Never mind. Maybe I am the most responsible person to have this.
we are in so much shit. I am the responsible one in this group.
Oh, boy.
No. Who did that?
So, are we taking the carpet then?
I get on my broom.
Yay, magic carpet ride.
All
So
right.
it looks like it's just me and you, Penn. Eh? You want to be the little spoon or the big one? Eh? We ride it like a motorcycle. Eh? I tried to like bend it in half so it looks like a saddle.
I mean,
I
we
don't know
got
what a
it.
it.
motorcycle
Have
is.
to walk.
It's a really fast horse.
We got him too, unless you just want to tie a rope to the bottom of the carpet or something.
First, I was going to let him run. I keep forgetting about him. It's like he's not here, eh?
Yes.
Okay, you want to sit behind him or in front of him?
I guess I'll take the back.
All right,
There's
I'm
like
driving.
There's like a tiny part of my brain that's just screaming, "It should have been you!" at Zelos.
All right. So you are in the back with Zelos. Guy drives the cart and Redan rides his broom.
Yeah.
And Redan, I
couple
imagine
tassels.
you are leading the way and kind of showing the direction with your compass.
Absolutely, but taking like a windy path to mess with them every now and then.
Oh, of course. You want to test Guy's driving skills to the fullest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's like an uncoordinated puppy. This is my first time ever flying this thing, so I'm chasing him but doing it poorly. People are almost falling off. Yeah,
This
Or at least-
way and that way, twisting all over.
in a generally northern direction.
Yeah.
Are there
And
at
then
least
generally
tassels to
normal.
hold on to? Like, how do you...
Well, look, you can like grab the folds and kind of sit into it
Yeah.
and hold on to the folds. Yeah, I mean, like it's a magic carpet. That's a thing that you do.
If you're really frightened, just grab the back tassel and tie them around your waist, eh? I try not to take that as an insult in my flying skills.
So you continue the flight. And as you get further and further north, The compass kind of changes direction, kind of this way and that, focusing in on exactly what you're looking for. And you start to come across this extensive swamp. It just lays out in front of you. It's kind of a almost like a tar black, the way the silt sits in it, and it's just covered with dead and dying trees, and it has this kind of canopy of rot that looms over it all the way through. And
Hey, Radan, I wonder how big and nasty the alligators in there are.
Do you want to go look? Maybe we can get a pet.
I honestly thought you would just go. I didn't expect you to stay here and talk.
I mean, we're kind of looking for Cookie, so it seems more important at the moment.
Well,
Maybe I give you the other bag too, eh? But
this is where the compass begins to turn as you begin to kind of fly over this swamp. And the strange thing about it is you can't see the end of it. It seems to span out in all directions.
Hold the compass up. Guess we're going down.
Something feels
We are
weird.
there?
All right.
yeah. We're going in. I'm flying in.
All right. So you guys fly in. Cautiously.
No, to be
Not
fair, no.
at all.
Swooshingly, and with effect.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
going in with the intention to land, or are you going into with the intention to kind of fly under the canopy?
Doing a flyby.
Yeah, high speed recon. Yep. Because I have
Alright.
infinite faith in myself, regardless of the fact that I have no skill.
I believe that I can do this.
Yes.
So you go in under the canopy, and you guys are flying through. The stench is foul. It's kind of bubbling and murky all around you. And it seems to go on forever. You spend a lot of time flying through this place. And I want some perception checks, is what I want. All right, show off. Okay, so you all notice within this are the ruins of like buildings. Like you can see some kind of standing framework of wooden structures in various places. And you can see them in some large groupings and some small groupings, kind of all over.
I'll find the largest single grouping that's near us and go, not land, but go and sort of hover over that. You can hover on the carpet, right? Or do you have to keep moving? If you have to keep moving, I'm just doing circles.
It's got hovering capabilities. So yeah, you hover around the area. The buildings look pretty destroyed, but there's this kind of creeping blackness, almost like it's climbing up the wood foundations of the buildings. And as you take a closer look at it, it looks like this looks like a town.
The compass, it still points here, right?
Looking at the compass.
Now that you've descended down into this place, The compass continues to point deeper into the swamp.
Yep. We keep going.
Follow that compass, eh? Pen, you are looking around all pensively, if I may say so.
I'm just trying to remember if I know like this place, like the geography. Like, would I do a history check or something to know if I knew of swamps in this area?
Absolutely, you can.
I'd like to fly a little closer to the ground and check for some tracks.
All right. Oof. Well, you don't see any traps, and you don't see any tracks, and you cannot recall any history, I'm afraid.
I'm
the only
looking
thing-
for smoke, but controlled smoke, like not the forest is on fire, but a campfire exists. That's all.
Like some kind of campfire, and that.
Yeah, something that size. Yeah.
Okay. So, give me another perception check to look for that. But Pen, I will note that with your 9, you are able to determine one thing. This swamp is too big for the area. Yeah.
This isn't natural. I don't know why this is here, but this isn't how this biome typically works.
Is it magic? I'm gonna get down really low and just like get on the ground and start sniffing it.
It smells foul. It
Oh.
smells like death. And
Yeah.
the closer you look at it, this doesn't even look like water. It looks like tar.
Well, you know what's gotta happen. Finger dips in.
I don't even try and stop him anymore, eh, Pen?
Is it necrotic?
Oh, that is.
But don't you go down and lick some with him, eh?
Look, I'm not a fool, and I take handy out.
Redan, bring your finger over here. Pen wants to lick it.
So,
It's gonna get
Redan,
stupid
I'm
real
going to need a
quick.
con save.
He falls in.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
You're okay. You're good.
Just tastes really bad.
It tastes foul. And you think it might be poisonous.
Very possibly poisonous.
What are we doing with Handy?
I'm
While
just
we sitting
holding
on
him
the
out
carpet here.
and being like, does it, I don't know, is this like something you'd eat? You're kind of my gauge for these things. And I kind of hold him out and over the edge, just looking down.
Okay. It kind of pensive, like you would with, you don't know the water's too cold. He's just kind of like leaning out to it a little bit, tries to stick out a finger to touch it.
With the thought that it's poisonous, can I do a medicine check to see if like it's if we're on the ground, if it's going to be something that's like comes in through the lungs, airborne, or if it's ingested?
You may certainly do a medicine check to see what comes out as.
Sorry to do
The Surgeon
an
General
interruption here.
suggests you do not lick the swamp.
Ken, can you turn your gain down a bit while you're doing that medicine check?
I will try.
Thanks.
All right. So, with your medicine check, you have no idea. You're like, hey, this might be dangerous. But you're not sure. Pen, crucial moment. Do you lower Handy to the goo?
I mean, if he's interested in it, I'm gonna. Don't make me do this. Don't warn me about it as I'm gonna do it.
Look, I didn't warn you of anything. I just said, are you going to do it or not?
Yep.
I'm lowering him, and if Redan said this might be dangerous, I guess I'll like grab him around the wrist while like hold him.
Okay. So Handy like sticks his index finger into it and then pulls it back. And you see this black goo stretch out across Handy and absorb into his rotting finger.
That's good, right? I don't know anymore.
And then his rotting finger begins, the nail extends and becomes jagged and metallic.
No.
Crucial question. Did I see that?
Yes.
Is it like? Can I tell? It's like getting in him.
That small dose seems to have gotten in him and given him this jagged metallic claw.
Stop! No! Stop! Stop! Stop!
No, put it back under your hat, eh? Send it home, eh?
Oh no!
No, we soak up the blood with your hat, pretty sure, eh?
I'm putting my pinky in.
Okay.
And now he thinks he can grow claws, eh? Look what you have done.
Are you okay? Are you still you? Please don't be evil. I worked so hard for this.
He gives you 2 taps for yes on the top of your head.
That he's evil?
No, that he's still.
Oh. Okay. Jesus. That's all right. I guess you got some nail work done. Great. Cool.
Redan, it does not have the same effect on you, and in fact, it kind of hurts a little bit.
Not fair.
Zelos, how long this place has been like this, eh? Or it's not like this, or...
Oh, well, I've been locked up for some time. This seems new. In fact, there shouldn't be a swamp here. This should be Yartar.
Oh God, we're so dumb. And I pull out the vial and I'm looking at it and looking down. Is this the same stuff?
There's definitely a reaction.
Oh God. Oh no. I don't even know if I want this in my robe anymore. I'm tempted to just chuck it, but
There's definitely a reaction. So, like, have you seen ferromagnetic liquid?
that's
when you
not
run a current
okay.
over it?
Mm-mm.
That's what this black tar-like liquid does around you when you pull out that vial.
No, it's going away.
It like sticks up as like tiny tendrils, like in little places, like somebody's running like a base through this liquid, and
Okay.
it is like it's reaching out towards it.
Oh my God.
Okay, to coin a phrase, up and away, eh? Which way are we going, Radan? There's no reason to hang here unless this is where the compass point, eh? And
I get on the broom, look at the compass, start going in the correct direction.
Very well. You start going in the correct direction.
I'm keeping an eye out specifically for any larger buildings that might look like they were of importance.
All right.
and we knew it would take a great power to trap someone as powerful as Cookie, eh? Looks like we at least have some idea of what we are up against now.
Ben is so distressed.
I'm worried because Handy's under my hat with that thing in.
It's just like dragging it across the top
that-
of your head
Is
ever
that
so
in
gently.
him and not in you. I think we're okay, yeah.
I have to go find an undead doctor now.
Just enough to let you know it's there. No, it's you continue deeper and deeper into this place, and eventually you start to see light shining between the trees. deeper in, and there's some kind
We're
of
heading in that
enormous
direction.
structure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to get the sunlight at this point.
Well, as you arrive, you start to get closer. You start to see what it is. Seemingly, from the outside, as you approach it, it's like, have you seen when a bunch of trees grow close together in the swamp and they kind of twirl together into this kind of bizarre, enormous structure? It looks a lot like that, except it looks like it's made of steel and pipes and twisted briars, and it seems to be oozing this black substance out into the earth. And the lights that you see are from these kind of archway openings into this place that are dotted throughout. And occasionally you'll see creatures with bizarre metallic spider-like legs crawling up into the side of this building and then depositing something oily, dripping and black into these arches.
No.
Anyone else feel unprepared for this?
You know, before we get the time to think about that, anybody need a break before we go, eh?
This is horrible.
We don't come all the way here to go, oh no, it's dark and squishy over there. We don't go. It's Cookie, eh?
What do
You would go there for us?
Yeah, but
I
what
would benefit from a break.
if it's not him?
We still need the tome. That's in there too, eh?
Yes.
Check with Redan. Yeah, okay.
We should prepare for a very real potentiality. I mean, look at where we are and look at what we were coming for and I hold Handy out. I'm like, he touched it for a second. My poor boy.
We sneak, eh? This is not a fight, eh? We don't go fight the whole bloody city like that, eh?
Yes, but what
sneak.
if
At the first sign of trouble, we flee, eh?
But what if
we get on this and gone?
What if Cookie's like in the middle of it and and I gesture to the things skittering around?
Then we come back and we leave and we come back and we leave and we come back and we leave until we know every square inch of that place, eh?
Okay.
Redan, I know this is difficult, but no smashy unless it's between us and the door on the way out, eh?
Yep, nope, totally fine with this. Nope.
So to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at, because you kind of have some time moving through the darkness of the trees of this
I don't know if I want an idea.
It's got this wide base. Oh, my apologies. It's got this wide base. So it's enormous and circular, and it has these roots that go deep into the black goo. There are some kind of ramps that go up to a main archway that seems to lead inside. And then up the sides of it, there are these small archways dotted throughout that these kind of skittering creatures occasionally move up into. So there is a place where you can get into it without, walking through this caustic black goo.
Where they're sticking the goo in the holes, how big are those holes?
The holes, they're a fair size. Some of them are about the size of like a bay window. Some of them are a little bit smaller, but they vary.
So we could fly into those holes at the risk of exposing ourselves to the black ick. Okay. I look at these three. Well, I guess the first thing to do is to see how close we can get before they see us, eh?
Maybe they're just not thinking and they have a purpose and they won't even react to us.
We hope, eh? Speaking of that, they don't look so smart. So if they come at us, you go one way, we go the other, right? Maybe we confuse them at least.
Sounds good.
We meet, and I look around for some sort of landmark, like a dead tree or something.
It feels like the best place to be would be above the canopy, and then you guys could see each other.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So yeah, stay low and pop up every once in a while until we find each other, right?
Zelos just kind of wide-eyed looking at all of this go on. It's fascinating.
After we're done, we come and put you back here, right? You can look at it all you want.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Ben.
I don't like him being here because he can't die. So, like, if that gets in him, that's a whole other issue for another day.
Oh, there are worse things than death, Peniton.
I was going to say, Pen, did you see how bad it burned Radan's finger? Can you imagine being covered all over with that and not being able to die to get relief, eh?
Yes, I would rather that not happen, please.
I'm more thinking if it can't kill you, it might, adhere to you. I don't know. Let's just not let it touch him.
Oh, no. Imagine that he spend the whole rest of time in eternal pain. Oh, no. How terrible. No offense, dude, but oh, no.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
You should be. I'm attacking the shit out of you. Eh?
Yes, that's fair. Shall we go in? I believe there's an opening.
Are we going through the front door?
Front door or bay window? Up to you guys.
I want to try the small window first. At least have a look up close. Eh?
Does it look like these creatures are all the same origin? Like they're all base spiders or all base like gorillas? Or
go get a closer look at them.
I will look closer as we fly towards the place.
All right. Give me a perception check.
It's gonna be a good night.
They won't hold still. Hey. You can't get a close look at them, but I don't know. So
towards one of the larger holes, Radan. Shall we go away? Hold on, guys.
Before we go in, I just want to make sure we're not like going down the equivalent of a garbage chute coated in this stuff, are we?
Well, that
we don't know until we get closer, right?
So once you guys get through this archway, you can see that once, like, the first thing that hits you is a wave of oppressive heat. And there's this sound of just like someone tapping a knife against steel all over the place. Because as many creatures as there were outside, there are thousands in here of all shape, size, and configuration. And you can see that directly below that hole is a kind of pile. And now that you can see that these are bodies.
Without even really thinking, I think Mask of Many Faces and I look like a big metal cockroach.
All right.
Or at least as much like I mean, by the limitations, I mean a large bipedal cockroach-like thing, but that's as close as I can get. Yeah. But the rest of the area is hollow, like the rest of the space inside?
Well, that's the first thing that you notice. You see that the inside, there seems to be these linking vines running through in all direction. And some platforms kind of like forced out of the insides of the building where these things are collected. You can see that these various sized creatures will go up to these piles of bodies and things that are being brought in, and they'll pull out pieces, They're basically rooting through them. It reminds you of the poorest places that you've been to, where people rummage through piles of garbage for useful things. You have these creatures, much in the same way that ants would, rummaging through these piles, finding things, and then moving through these networks of vines and platforms, taking them somewhere, but you lose sight of them fairly quickly. The heat, you can tell, seems to be coming from this kind of swirling, it almost looks like a molten forge at the bottom of this place.
Maybe
So it's
they're
like
friendly.
a pick apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're friendly. Want me to talk to them?
Have they reacted to our approach at all? Like the big ones outside or anything inside that we've seen?
You guys went in kind of in between the deposits for the big ones.
Yeah.
None of the smaller ones have reacted to you just yet. And if you guys would like to take a closer look at them, you might notice something.
All right, wait here. I'm going in.
Anybody else got any ones today?
I am in horror.
Nope, just some 9s.
I'm getting within like 10 feet of one, a smaller one, and I'm just being like, hey,
Oh God.
hey, do you know anyone that's like, looks like me? Cookie?
Once you get a closer look at it, you can see that kind of stretched over this twisting metallic shell and wrapped around these metallic claws is this oily pelt of fur. And it turns to you, and what appears to be the skull of like a squirrel. You can see its distinctive kind of yellowy white teeth pushed together, but the skin is stretched out over it. And in place of the eyes, there is just like a metal strap covered in small spikes.
Hey, hello? Hello? Can you understand me?
And it continues its work.
Ah, God damn it. I go poke it. Like a quick fly in, poke, and a fly out.
What you notice immediately after you poke it is that from underneath that platform, thousands more appear and start patrolling that area. And when they don't find anything, they kind of begin to disperse back underneath.
All right, give me a second here. I'm pulling out.
That's good information.
I'm pulling out a hand axe and tossing it like 20 feet away from me.
All right. You pull out your hand axe. Are you tossing it out into a platform?
Yep, just somewhere there's nothing. There's none of these little creatures.
All right. It rattles to the ground, and a bunch of creatures come up. They remove the wooden haft from the axe, and they take the axe head away. And then they put the haft into the pile.
I'm gonna fly back up. They can't. They don't hear us. They don't see us. They don't care. It looks like vibrations.
Excellent. Oh, okay, for sure. Then follow the compass. Hey, let's go. Don't touch nothing, I don't think. Hey, you said vibrations, eh?
That's my guess.
Well, you got the compass. Eh? We follow you.
I wonder what they're building.
Oh, by the way, I've been waiting like 6 weeks to say this. That broom make your ass look fat.
My fat ass makes my ass look fat.
There's a lot to process.
The only thing you need to know is Cookie is in there and you need to get him out of there, eh?
And
We can't fix all this big mess out here, Pen. We need help.
I know. I'm more afraid of what we might find. But okay, I can cast fly, so if anything happens and you have the carpet and I need to, we can disperse. But yeah, I guess don't touch anything. I don't know. That was weird watching that happen.
Weird but cool.
So, as you guys move through this place, you can tell that it kind of extends upward. You can't see sunlight above it, but you follow the compass, and kind of as you reach the center of this structure, your compass begins to spin around, indicating that what you're looking for is likely beneath you.
I'm going to start pantomiming that.
I open Awakened Mind, and there's a little pang of sadness, and I'm like, we can still do this,
I can't.
I mean, I open the party line, so as long as you're within range of me, we can all discuss.
All right. So you guys have the party line open, and as you descend downward, eventually you can see that this kind of frothing forge that exists at the bottom of this place isn't its bottom. There is a hole that goes through the center, and you move past these enormous steel plates into another layer below it. The heat is sweltering. And here you can hear hammering. You can hear the sounds of cutting. And there is also the sounds of what basically the kinds of things that you would hear in a butcher shop. It's like somebody built a butcher shop right next to a blacksmith.
Yay, a butcher smith.
And the smell continues to be oppressive and awful, and you can see in the edges of these places, the only light is from these brightly lit channels of this molten metal that descends from the forge level down into these long channels where a different set of creatures, these ones have a base with these kind of metallic spidery legs, but they have this elongated form that hunches over. And along the sides of the elongated form are these protruding blacksmith tools like hammers and tongs and things, and they're moving, skittering back and forth between tables next to these channels, and the tools extend from their sides, collecting pieces and hammering steel.
Dude, this is really cool.
You look over to say that, yeah, you see the cockroach body of Guy is now, there's like black smoke drifting out from between the plates. And again, I don't even think he's aware that he looks like a cockroach yet. We can't save them all. We're here to save one, eh?
I don't know if there's anything
fascinating, aren't they?
Say. Really
That's one word for it?
You really weirded me out, dude. I knew a scientist like you once. We killed him.
Okay, but to think about it, they did all of this on their own.
Yeah, but I mean, and I gesture around to what I assume. I'm assuming there's like hacking up of bodies and stuff going on.
Oh yeah, there next to the tables, there are another group of similarly shaped creatures that have wheels of blades that spin up and slice through flesh like butter and carve up pieces. And then they have skinning blades. They carve off the skin, and then a group of hooks will stretch it out until it's almost transparent in the light of the forges.
I'm actually gonna throw up.
This is really cool.
You see one strips the skin off of a humanoid torso and then arranges it into a kind of framework that pulls it taut, and then arranges another one into another taut framework, and then carefully with an extending claw attaches a vial of that bright green liquid, and then the two stretched out pieces of skin begin to flap.
Ugh, I'm gonna throw up.
And you look a little sick. It's just necromancy, ain't it?
No.
Is it not there?
No, this is very.
Well, I mean, that was dead, and then it's not dead. That's necromancy, isn't it? I thought that's how that worked.
There's no love in this. This is just like this is. I mean, that's not.
No, wait. Back up a little bit, because there's a difference between necromancer and necrophiliac.
Is this the time? Maybe we do this later.
Okay, you're right. Later. Okay. And I'm not judging. It's just I know or else that can help him out if that's his thing. It's a offer, not a judgment.
And then, for a brief moment, this structure that is constantly bustling with this macabre activity freezes. Everything just stops. And then the ground shakes. And then once the shaking ends, everything resumes.
Did they stop before the shaking?
They stopped just before the shaking.
You guys saw that, right? They stopped before?
Yeah, and then they don't start again till after.
They know.
I think they are affected by it. But none of this changed why we are here. And I just dropped the carpet, just down.
All right. It continues to descend even further, and eventually you reach the floor level, and you reach another level. And in this level, there is a bit more light. There are these structures that they look like the branch of a fruit tree, but instead of a fruit, they grow these kind of glowing glass orbs that shed a spotlight over certain areas. And over these areas, you can see various creatures native to the Sword Coast, splayed out on what appear to be like butcher blocks or examination tables. And you can see that they have been, this pen, you recognize it immediately. These creatures are being dissected. You can see a hill giant. You can see a troll that is still very much alive and struggling against its bonds.
Does it look like there's any sort of deformities or any sort of corruption, disease in them?
No disease. They all appear to have been alive and more or less healthy before the dissection started. Most horrifying of all, as you descend down deeper, you see a beholder that has been basically stripped to its component parts, and its eyes have been laid out lens by lens, section by section, along a table.
I want one of those. Like right now.
Kevin wants all of those.
Ooh.
I'm marking where this is in my
Of course,
brain.
There are humans, there are elves, there are gnomes, there are dwarves. The atrocities are horrific. And these long serpent-like forms extend out from the walls. You can see at their center are just 4 glowing circles that kind of twist the shape, and spraying out from the sides are a number of these whirling blades, tiny knives, little pincers, and they move over these subjects, examining certain pieces. Occasionally, a long metal probe will come out and stick into a piece and then retract.
Doing my absolute best to ignore all of that. Cookie cuts a very specific figure. He's like really obvious, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Cookie in this room and trying to ignore the rest.
Very well. There are the occasional screams because a couple of these creatures, particularly the ones with regenerative powers, are very much alive.
Once we get Cookie, we help them on the way out. Then we help them, eh?
Yeah, looking at compass, still just trying to find the way.
Zelos leans over to Pen. They're learning all about us.
I know.
Interesting, isn't it?
They weren't. I have a headache.
Think of it this way, Penithan. We examine frogs in this way because we believe them to be lesser creatures. So what do the ones in charge of this think of us?
And there's just a look up, and it's just like, I never liked doing it to frogs.
No, I don't suppose you would.
We have to get what we came for. We have to get out.
And then your search leads you to descend into another layer. The darkness is thicker here. This place is less macabre. Yet somehow it is no less disturbing. Because you can see here is the base of this. And it seems to spread out into these enormous bored out tunnels into the earth in all directions. And you can also see more of these tiny creatures, and they're all working away at constructing these various structures. Unusual machines that you've never seen before. And they're all skittering around and building away.
But there's a clear center point that everything radiates out from?
Yes. You guys are at the kind of epicenter where everything radiates out from here. And your compass is pointing you in a direction. However, you notice that there are these humanoid figures walking around in that direction. And in the dim light of this place, if you guys would like to make a perception check. And I should probably look at it so I know what you got. Redan.
One of us saw something, yeah.
Yeah, one of you saw something. Thank God. Redan, you can see that Like these are humanoid figures. They almost look like soldiers. But you can see that there are these metallic parts kind of sticking out from leg muscle. Their face, when they turn, it's like somebody like heated up a metal faceplate from a helmet and attached it to someone's face. As there is this kind of broken, rotting flesh around the edges and this kind of metallic faceplate. And the arms are like somebody sutured meat around a metal frame and then attached armor on top of it. And then they end in these kind of grasping metallic claws.
Does it look like there's eyes or ears?
They appear to have openings for eyes.
I relay all that via brain.
Do they appear to be more aware of their surroundings? Like you said, they're patrolling, right? They appear to be actively patrolling.
They appear to be actively patrolling.
Okay. So those are not the same as the worker bug, eh? These aren't the soldier ants. We got to fight them if we need to get through there, eh? Unless we can go over or something.
Does it look like there's enough area that we can maneuver above them?
It could be tricky. You'd have to be extra stealthy, but you think you might be able to do it.
We can, like, make a distraction. Pen can, like, make that wall of ice. Or I can throw something. And then we can try to sneak by.
I was going to say I could cast some spell, but I don't know my spells are going to work on this thing. They're mostly metal, eh?
I have no words.
Oh, but they are. They are partly organic, eh?
Parts of them are.
Yeah, I can make for sure the distraction. Eh? How big is this room? How far across?
We'll say it is about. We'll call it about 60 feet across.
Okay. So the whole group of them is within 30 feet of each other?
Yeah. They're kind of at the opening and they're kind of patrolling around the opening to this archway that leads further in.
Well, I can, my plan so far, you guys sitting there looking like you have a plan, not yet, but I have one that's probably really bad because I come up with it really quick, but I can make those guys over there all sick and feeling really shitty and nasty for a little while, eh? The only thing is it make up the whole space, everybody. We can't go through either, eh? Until after, but maybe it chased them away.
Could you potentially banish them? In theory, they're not from here.
But I can only do two, eh?
Right.
And they come back in 1 minute. It's not enough time, eh?
I don't have a better idea.
I can't think of anything better.
Everything else I got to get too close, eh? Well, I take your silence for permission, and I reach forward and cast Sickening Radiance right in the middle of them.
All right. So you cast Sickening Radiance into the middle of these creatures.
Yep.
And then something real gross happens.
Oh, hell is gonna break loose. This is what I do now.
The radiant damage definitely harms them. They do not like it at all, and in fact, you notice that the radiant light caused by the Sickening Radiance, it almost sears them, and this kind of black smoke comes off of them.
Yeah,
and
they
then
also
you
suffer exhaustion if they don't make their saves too. Like a level of exhaustion each round, and it adds. So
Well,
yeah,
they're the parts that are kind of like plated up in the inside
Yeah.
where the stomach would be begin to rupture and kind of like spray out the sides and down the middle, and they all kind of start to double over.
okay, they're going to do that for 10 minutes. Let's go. Can we get past into the beyond them without going through the radiance?
Absolutely, you can go just above it.
Okay.
They're very high archways, almost like something enormous moves through them.
It's something we should have saved the spell slot for, but it's not for Guy to think like that.
Fine. It's probably fine. I don't think you need to worry about it.
So yeah, until something else happens, I'm keeping concentration on that, even though we're not,
All right.
not still in sight of it.
So you guys move in to this place. And eventually, like, the tunnel seems to snake this way and that until it opens up into this large cavern. And at the end of this large cavern, there is this circle of jagged steel that has kind of been built in at the back. And in front of that circle of jagged steel is this unusually shaped robed figure that has a creature strapped to a table. It is a copper dragon.
Reggie. The creature on the table is a dragon?
Yes.
Is it Reggie? Can we tell?
You've seen Reggie in his dragon form, and this looks a lot like Reggie.
Does it look like there's any metallic protrusions?
There are not. However, you can tell that Reggie's arm seems to have been removed. He appears to be alive.
Are both
Around in this room closer to you guys, there are a number of other creatures in these kind of jagged steel cages. Some of the cages have unusual markings on them. And then you hear a familiar voice. Get down, will ya? Just let them know we're here.
By the time he's done talking, we're on the ground.
Yep. I'm just hovering above the ground. I did not touch the ground.
And you see a bedraggled, berobed figure with a walking stick supporting himself up against a wall, a makeshift weapon in hand, saying, "What in the Sam Hill are you guys doing here?"
We're rescuing an old fart we come to know and like quite a bit, eh? How you doing, old man?
Well, you're a little late. I'm here to rescue Reggie.
I guess we're rescuing Reggie, and I reach into my bag and I pull out a great axe and I give it to him.
You're going to have to hold on to that for now. I need one arm to make sure that I stay on my feet. I lost me wooden leg a couple of battles back, and I haven't found a suitable replacement just yet.
You want a hand axe?
Maybe a hand axe, yes.
I give him my last hand axe.
Okay, he happily takes it.
Have anything?
I reach over and hand him the Sun Forger.
No, I think you better hold on to that. I haven't got time to attune to it right now.
I meant it for your leg, you silly old fart, eh?
Oh,
And I start trying to tie it onto his knee.
That's going to take a bit more modification. Maybe when we got more time.
What's the
But in the
plan?
meantime, we got to get Reggie off of that table.
Yep, what's the
Oh,
plan? Want me to
You're
go in?
here too. Oh, Cookie, it's good to see that you're still alive. Oh, Zelos, good to see you. You're looking horrible as ever.
Who is that? And I just point at the robed figure standing next to the table.
I don't know his name. But he seems to be the one in charge around here. And then you begin to hear him speak in Draconic. Does anyone understand Draconic?
Nope.
No, but I can cast a cantrip real quick.
You
I
certainly
think.
can, sir.
Oh boy, I gotta get used to this.
I offer the great axe to Zelos.
This is more like it.
Actually, this takes 10 minutes, so I really don't think I have enough time for it.
Want that back.
Of course. We're on the same team. And so he recites something in Draconic to Reggie. And Reggie growls something back in Draconic. And then the creature moves over to this circle on the wall. And the edges of the circle bleed out this black goo.
We going now? Now? Yeah, now?
Permanent ritual, yeah.
I'm out. Yeah.
Star off the robe, fire. Yeah. Not letting him complete any rituals. No way.
All right.
What spell?
Spell something spell.
How is Reggie chained? How many chains are there holding him down?
There are several of these chains kind of bound across him.
I'm making my way to the chains.
All right. You go up to the chains. You fire off. How many stars do you unleash on this figure?
Well, I'm allowed one per action, so it's six. Yeah, I can roll the damage if you want.
Oh no, I can roll for it. Just want to know
Okay.
how many am I?
Well, I mean, yeah, one per round. As many as you'll let me. I'll unload all. Well, let's load the first one and see what happens. So.
Okay. You fire off the first one. 19 damage. They streak across, and they hammer into it. And you can't see the face of the figure. It's hunched over in front of this circle, and the stars just hit him from all sides, impacting it. And you can hear the sound of crunching steel and the smashing of meat, and it just and it kind of like crumples to the ground, and you hear the sounds of like small pieces of metal rolling out onto the floor. And Cookie says, "Go get him out of there now!"
Over to you guys.
Zelos doesn't hesitate. He is delighted to have a great axe in hand and hungrily charges up at those chains, swinging. What's everybody else going to do?
I'm going to use as many attacks as I can to try to cut some chains.
All right.
So this thing fell apart and is in pieces on the floor.
Well, the cloaked figure kind of hunched to the ground, and you heard like the sounds of metal pieces like tinkling out to the ground, and it's just currently slumped over onto the ground right now.
That is not good enough for me, so I'm going to run up and cast Cone of Cold on him.
Very well.
Try to freeze him. I don't know if it's actually gonna. Did you roll that or did I roll that?
I believe you rolled it because I've not. Are you talking about the?
The 19.
I don't see anybody rolled anything.
Oh, the 19. No, that was Guy's stars.
Let me. It's being
Let's see
weird.
that cone.
Did that do it?
Yeah, that was
Ooh.
it. So you run up and you unleash a blast from your staff of winter, and just frosts him over. It's just like there's the slumping figure, and then there's like sheets of ice that shoot out, just coating it completely. And then Cookie runs up and starts unhooking and breaking off these chains.
I'm standing back a little bit. I don't trust this. So I'm looking for the trap. I'm waiting for the ambush.
And a bunch of the other creatures in the cages are shouting to be freed as well.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Cookie, what the hell are they doing here?
I don't know. It's like they're trying to learn to take apart the whole damn world.
Okay, we got to get out there. We get Reggie. We get... shit out these other people, eh?
So Reggie is quickly unhooked, and Reggie's like, oh, thank goodness y'all came out to help me. I don't know how much longer I could take it. It'll be all right, Reg. I got something special for you. Here, open up your gob. And he opens up his maw real wide, and Cookie kind of chucks something down into it. And Reggie roars and kind of rears back and is able to break loose of the remaining chains.
As soon as he's free, I'm moving to other cages and working on those.
All right. And yeah, Reggie joins in. He's slashing with claws. He's breaking open cages. Does anyone want to do a perception check?
I would love to, but I feel like I wouldn't be paying attention.
That's fine.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't, but I specifically said I was looking around, so
I'm also
waiting for a
watching
trap
that
of some sort.
dude
Shit.
specifically.
Okay. Guy and Pen, you notice that the circle is still filling with that black goo.
Oh, bullshit. Dispel magic.
All right. Give me that dispel magic.
Where is it gone? Oh, there it is. And I guess I should do this as well.
All right. Give me that roll.
So anything level 5 or less.
Ooh. That was a good roll. All right. So you fire off the dispel magic, and whatever force was holding this liquid on this wall releases, and it all cascades into the ground and washes over the frozen figure of this cloaked individual.
And I know Pen's watching him, so that's it. I'm done there. I'm back into like Overwatch mode. I knew it.
Yeah. So you guys are smashing open cages and everything. And once a bunch of the creatures are released and everything is freed, he says, so we got a plan to get out of here?
And how many people can you make fly?
Not enough.
How many can you fit, Reggie?
Not in my state. I probably couldn't fit too many of them on my back. And I'm thinking they're not going to let us fly out of here.
Unless there's the soldiers that are more than the ones we saw here, we can walk out the front door. Nobody else pay attention, eh?
What was
You
he
ever
doing?
seen how you say the caravan, eh? You put the ones in the middle that are weak, and you make like a wedge at the front of the strong ones. That's us, eh?
I specifically know the way we took to get in here. I can lead us out, but it means flying or climbing.
Maybe something we can do about that. And then Cookie goes, there may be another way. Pen, do you still know Dimension Door?
Hmm.
And
Yes.
Cookie reaches into his cloak and pulls out an orb of this kind of brightly glowing light. And he cracks it on the ground. And he says, drink this and think of the keep.
Okay.
And it's dripping out of his hands from this kind of like cracked thing. So you sip it from the jagged edges. And you feel this surge of energy.
All right. Cool. Think of home.
Like you've been supercharged.
Thinking of home. Focusing on home, and I guess am I just? I
Cast Dimension Door.
Okay, and I'll hit it. But
As you're casting it, I say, whatever you do, don't think about sending us 20 or 30 feet above the keep.
So you can see, you cast Dimension Door, and you can see through this gateway into the ruined Avalon Knights Academy. And after you cast it, you hear the cracking of ice. And then the swirling and sloshing of this liquid as it comes together around this figure. And this kind of grating vocal tone, like somebody put a bunch of forks in a blender. Where are you going?
We're not going anywhere. We still got 2 jobs to do here, right?
Your parts are required, and we will have them.
this dimension door is just like self-sustaining, correct?
It is just there, and like Cookie and Reggie are like rushing people through. They're like, go, get out of here.
As a
Can't
quick
go yet, you
estimate,
guys.
how long will it take to get people through?
Not much longer. Everybody's kind of rushing through, and you start to hear that kind of like knives against steel sound, that ting 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 ting, ting echoing from the tunnel where you guys came in, and it sounds like there's a lot of them.
We are also not done here. We still have a tome to get, eh? Remember, they were in the same place. We got Cookie. We still got this book to get, eh?
I think about the book really quick.
It points at the cloaked figure.
Rush him. I'm going in.
No,
Is the
I'm staying at a distance, but I'm reaching for stars. Yeah.
oh boy. There is a quick cast up because I think I have just enough to do it. Yep, I have just enough to do it. I'm filling that archway as much as possible with a wall of ice
All right.
to keep whatever's coming out. To give
All
us
right.
a little more time.
Yep.
So Redan, you're
That's a
rushing
lot
in?
of ice in a tunnel. Although these are huge tunnels.
Yeah, so if I look over my shoulder when I'm running in, is Guy following behind?
Oh, yeah. Stepping to the side, reaching up to pull off another. He's going into combat mode. He doesn't close like you do. But yeah, he's reaching for one of the stars on his robe.
So I'm going in and I'm saying, Guy, the book is on him, and I'm going to try to grapple him.
Okay.
Try to make it easier for Guy to grab.
You run towards him, Redan, and I need you to make a dex save.
I get advantage on those.
Okay. It doesn't hit you, but you need to basically stop your advance or dodge to the side because he his form shifts and becomes this wall of jagged steel blades where you are rushing towards him.
How tall is this wall?
It is about 8 feet tall.
I'm going to try to jump over top of it.
Very well.
God, what would that be?
Fosbury flop over the wall of ice.
I'm trying to make it nice and a nice performative leap with a twist and a jump to come down. So I'm guessing athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics, please.
Oh God, come on. I'll take that.
All right. So you leap over it and you do a twist and a jump and you land on the other side. And for the first time, you see this being. And inside the cloak is this collected mass of that kind of gooey black tar and stretched out pieces of flesh onto these like forged hardened plates of steel.
All right. So whatever you'll allow, if I can, I'll get a swing with Corvan's blade. If not, it's a straight grapple.
Try to grapple him. If you wish.
What is that? Just an unarmed then, I guess.
Okay.
Grapple is you roll athletics, and he gets either athletics or acrobatics.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
I knew we should have brought the orb.
But yeah, I fired the magic missiles as well.
All right. You fire off the magic
That's pretty good.
missiles. It's pretty
See if
good.
that has any effect. It's force damage.
So the magic missiles hit him from all sides. Redan, I need you to make another dexterity save.
Oh.
So you go to grapple him, and he goes full pufferfish. The sides of the cloak shred, and it's just blades coming out from all sides.
I'll lean into it. I'm in.
All right. That is 18 piercing damage, sir. And you can
That wouldn't even slow Guy down.
You can see the form now as this kind of like ever shifting collection of rotting flesh and steel that has been battered by these magic missiles.
Can I see that from where I'm standing?
Yeah, you can, because when the spikes came out, the cloak was shredded now.
Right. Okay.
So that's all you can see this now. And Redan, you are restrained by these piercings.
Okie dokie.
You have been jujitsu'd, sir.
Right, whenever it's my turn, let me know.
Okay. Does anybody wish to do anything to this in response?
You're going to see something very, while you think about it, Sky. Guy draws the mace, the Sunforger, and runs across the room. And rather than trying to strike him with it, I'm trying to push it in.
Okay.
Because you said it's kind of a collection of ooze. I want to shove it into the ooze, and then I want to set it off.
You want to do a burst?
Yeah.
All right.
And I know that me and Rodan are both in the radius.
He is occupied for holding Redan right now. I want you to go up there and make an attack with it to like and get it into
Yep.
this goo.
I'm also guessing I'm completely shielded by him.
Well, you're shielded by parts of him for sure. And a bit of goo kind of comes up and catches the Sun Forger.
As soon as it makes contact, set it off.
All right. Give me that boom.
Oh, man. Where is it? Ah, there it is, 66. Bang.
All right.
Oh, that's how you roll 66.
Damn.
Of radiant damage in contact.
So that blast hits, and it scatters the amalgamation of this creature. And Redan, you drop to the ground as you're being suspended by these spikes. The parts of this thing fly everywhere. And in the middle of it, the manual of Phyrexia drops to the ground.
Scoop it up instantly.
No. You
And like,
touched
I'm
it.
no. No, well, yeah, I guess I didn't say it. So, yep, scooped it up.
Yep.
I was thinking like holdo bag and scoop, but I didn't say it.
All right. So it's in your hand. Do you escape with it?
It's giving him the option of just going gone.
Because the gate is open, and right now Reggie and Cookie are asking for you guys to go.
Oh,
back
right, the
through.
gate's still open, right?
Yeah,
And,
the second I've got it, it's in the bag, and I'm out.
Okay. Redan, you go to put it in the bag, but you feel like you should hold on to it in your hand just a little bit longer, and just until you're through the portal. Just until you're through the portal, and it's fine.
Now, I've had some weird fucking feelings before. Can I like roll against this?
I will give you a wisdom save, sir, and it is a very high threshold.
Yeah, I'm not
But if you
hopeful
make
here.
if you make it, I'll give it to you.
Roll a 19.
Oh, damn.
Redan, don't play with these compulsions.
All right. You summon.
I know a real voice in my head when I hear it.
You summon all of the willpower that you have, and you force yourself to let go of that book.
Like on the ground?
Well, no,
Or
in
in
your
the-
bag.
Okay, so yeah, as it's going in the bag, just like, nope, nice try.
You almost got me, book. And Cookie and Reggie are demanding that everybody go through the portal as these creatures begin to tear down the ice wall.
I want to be the last one through, but I'm going.
All right.
What if it? I don't want to leave that here. I don't. Oh.
Leave what, dear?
Then take it. Take part of it. Let's go.
And there's a really quick flash to my book with Awakened Mind, and I'm like, do you have any available containment, like, right now? Like,
I do
the
not have
best you've
anything
got?
at this moment.
I am refraining from being so rude. Thanks. Ugh.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm hurting now at this point.
And yeah, it's just like that half-hearted, like looking back, but still moving toward the door.
So, as you're looking back, as you're moving towards the door, the figure that was dismantled does not return to its shape. However, all of the creatures that are breaking down the ice wall stare at you. And you start to hear the same voice coming from the crowd of them saying, "Your parts will be added. new Phyrexia will rise.
But here, you can have this part for now. And I show him my bare ass just before I jump through the gate.
As Pen is coming towards the doorway, I am flame waving everything that is close to the door.
All right.
And again, I'm still waiting for Pen.
I'm running with Guy. So yeah, I'm there.
All right. Your parts, your pieces, Dipper.
Yes.
And
Your bits.
you guys move through the portal, and it disappears. And the creatures all return to their work. And we're going to take a break. Because there's some tense stuff going down.
So we're back at the ruins of the keep now, right?
Yes, you are.
That's where the dimension door took us.
At the ruins of the keep. You are with Reggie, who is a little bit worse for wear, but he is alive. And you're with Cookie. And Melissa and William and Rumble Snarl are there.
Did Zelos come through?
Zelos did come through. And
I want my
kind of
axe back.
Fine.
And all the creatures we freed, right?
Yes. Various powerful creatures have emerged back there with you.
What else is new? There's warlocks at the keep with a bunch of weird creatures. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Hello, and welcome back to Too Many Warlocks. When last we left our heroes, they went to a fun, happy place where only good things happen. There were rainbows, pixies, and everyone got a lollipop. Sorry, that was
And then the drugs wore off.
That was yesterday's show. Sorry. No, you guys went to a horrible kind of flesh forge where unholy machinations of steel and living and dead tissue are merged together into horrific creatures. And you found Cookie in this place in the middle of a jailbreak trying to break out Reggie. Regulus Coup. Not Reggie Riptire, Regulus Coup. I realize that we have two Reggies now. Probably should have been clear. It's the one that's a dragon.
Yes.
Anyways, you found him in the midst of a jailbreak with some unusual creature, and through some impressive dice rolls that I was perhaps not expecting, you guys were able to retrieve the manual of Phyrexia and get Cookie out of there. And you have now arrived with this group of friends and allies outside in the ruins of the Avalon Knights Academy. And everyone just kind of like, there's some cheers and some excitement. Everyone is glad to be safe. And in this kind of moment of catch a breath, Cookie tackles Zelos to the ground. And then just proceeds to hammer on his face.
I go to pull him off.
Just a minute, I'll let him up in a bit, Radan. I just gotta work through a few things. He'll live.
Living's not the concern. It's what that anger will do to you. Besides,
All right.
bigger issues. I've got a book that tried to talk to me. Like,
And
no.
Cookie turns to you and says, all right, I'll get up. But one more?
And do it to me.
Oh, I don't have the heart to do it, my boy. And he goes to get up, and he reaches with his other hand and pulls out the hatchet and buries it in Zelos's head and gets up. He's like, there, now we're good.
Not cool.
You can take your hatchet out of his skull.
I'm going to go find Melissa and the cleaver and bring them out.
All right, Melissa brings it out.
Go give the old man his hacker back, eh?
Cookie says, I'll go get it. He walks up and he shyly accepts it from Melissa, and you can tell from looking at him that there's so much pain in his eyes from seeing everyone like this. I'm sorry I let you down. But we're gonna come back from this. We're all gonna come back from this.
How much do you guys know about the place that we are from? And I don't even wait for an answer. I just start telling them the most rainbow-colored version of how amazing our keep is. And just going on and on and on about it. We did that there, we can do that here, eh? It's the same people.
Well said. And I kind of figured you weren't from around here. Thing is, my condition comes with a little bit of side effects occasionally, along with my long history. I occasionally get glimpses and bits and pieces, but you all looked familiar, but I knew that you weren't who you said you were, or at least not the ones that I knew.
Okay, well, two things. Again, book tried to talk to me, and do you know what this box is? And I pull out the box from the ethereal plane.
Oh, and Cookie is kind of sheepish. I don't. That's you found that, did you?
Yep, we kind of opened it, like just a little bit.
That's good. We're probably gonna need it for the battle ahead.
Oh,
So what is it?
It's our secret. It's our secret weapon.
So are you just going to be all vague about this? Should I just stop?
let's just say we know when and where it needs to be used, eh?
I'll thank you to
And
leave it at
I'll-
that for now, and I'll tell you all when you're ready. If I may.
Where's Felfin? Has anyone showed up here recently with a spear? That's more, I guess. towards
Felfin has
Mars.
not yet arrived.
Never should have left the ball with him.
He wouldn't have been able to walk here by now, though, right? Given the distances. I mean, we dimension toured back. We took 5 seconds to cross all that space.
So it was
So
like, I mean, it was, and he may have, like, he said he was going to go do his own thing. So when you guys gave him the message to meet with you, he would meet with you.
yeah, we have a sending stone to contact him, but he's off to do his own thing, as far as I know.
Yeah.
We cannot hold on to that thing.
Good question. Does anybody retrieve the axe from Zelos's head?
Zelos wants me to.
Well, if nobody takes it out, eventually Zelos' arms just come up and ah!
Yep.
Take the axe back.
And
I didn't want to be presumptuous and take it myself.
he gets up and kind of straightens himself. He says, "Are you done, Cookie?" "Yeah, I'm fine. I'll ask me again later and see if you get more of the same." Reggie kind of slumps down, and Penn, you notice you are feeling very exhausted as well.
I don't feel good.
My apologies to the both of you. It's a side effect of that boost. Your body's not meant to have it. But it was a desperate time.
Did Cookie give me meth?
Cookie, did you drug me?
Without your express consent?
I'm cold. That's just like...
Oh.
So if we are going to rest, maybe the cave for now is a better place, eh?
No, I'll open up the safe room in the Mage Tower.
Oh, that's even better. You know what I miss, Cookie, eh?
What is it?
Crabs.
I'll see if I can whip you up something. It's going to take
Yeah,
a little
too bad
while
you
to
don't-
repair the old crab shack.
I can't wait, eh? Oh, speaking of that, where is Tommy in this place, eh?
Oh, I don't know. I'd been trying to track him down, but I was unable to get in contact with him. He disappeared after the fight. I don't suppose you would know anything about where to find him. And he turns to Zelos. He says, "Oh, the pet vampire. I left him to Blackwind. I don't know what he did with him. I
And
don't
do we
suppose he
know
killed him."
Blackwind's fate in this world? So it's getting slightly complicated playing both sides of this character.
Oh, that's right. You have been informed that currently Blackwind resides inside an orb inside Jobetta's bag.
Right, because I did have that conversation with Rolda. Right, okay.
Yes, you did.
We got to get rid of this book.
Yes. We'll get it into the vault for now. I think I got some extra containers in there that we could use for the meantime.
I mean, we can always just go fly to that dude and like annihilate it.
We could do that.
I suppose, but right now some folks need a rest and we'll be safe in the vault. We'll get him to bring it to us. Besides, if we're out moving around with it, there's just that much more of a chance of somebody trying to take us down.
Just because it is evil doesn't mean we can't use it as a tool. We just can't use it the way it is intended to be used, eh?
Maybe. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. But maybe we better ask our new friend, Zelos. And Cookie goes up to the tower and does his thing, and he opens up a room, and you get in, and it's the nicest place you guys have been in since you left Waterdeep. It's set up as kind of like a bunker, right? Like it's got a bit of supplies in it. It's got, some basic amenities, and it's kind of cleaned up and everything. It was secret. I wanted to use it during the initial attack, but I didn't have enough time after we repelled the first wave. In the end, everyone got scattered. It's good to see there's still stuff inside. And everybody comes in. There's even enough room for Talem in here. Talem finds a little spot and kind of curls up. And Reggie takes on his human form again. And he's whole now in his human form, not he still has the missing arm in his dragon form. And goes over and pats Talem's head and says some things in Draconic between the two of them. And Cookie makes his way over to a simple kitchen that's set up and grabs some supplies and starts preparing a meal. And then
Go and find these two.
Britann, check in those cabinets over there. You should find a place to contain that book.
Yeah, but how? I'm not touching it again.
Just empty your bag out into the box.
I got a lot of weird shit in there.
I actually pull out Mage Hand. And
That'll work too. And with Cookie's direction, you do find a box that is just covered with holy symbols and cloaking runes, and just like top to bottom, and it's made out of marble.
I'm going to take some time to look at and draw out all of those runes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and put it in there. Should keep it safe for now.
Mage Hand, and I guess I'll reach into Radan's bag with Mage Hand.
All right.
Probably have to pull out and look before I find it
Pull out.
eventually.
No. Phone, dagger, whip, sword. Another whip. I don't know. Dead rat.
27 identical black hats.
And then put it in the box.
So-
Shut
All
it.
right. Closed up.
What are we going to do with that box? I mean,
Well, if I'd known you'd had it, I'd wanted to set it off where we were standing. But I don't know if that would have been enough at the time.
there is so much I don't understand, but we have so many things to do. We have to get back to our world and fix that mess. Imagine what those idiots are doing in our place, eh? They are totally not prepared for asshole version of us, eh? But also here, there are still things to do here as well, eh? We can't leave like this.
It's so scary.
I believe I
Never.
might be able to shed some light on that entire situation for y'all. As Reggie pipes up from the back. While I was captured, I did listen. And though I was starved for conversation during this terrible incarceration I endured, I did learn a few things. For one, this other world that you all are from, they're fixing to bring that here. And they just recently got a whole lot of help. And I'm not exactly sure from how. But I'm thinking it has something to do with y'all's dimension hopping.
So if we go back, maybe it stops, eh?
Or maybe it makes it worse.
Well, that's the other bit. You guys stopped at that time when you come to rescue me. But they talked to somebody else that sounds the same, is in another world, and doesn't have their book. Has weaker forces, but is growing. And who is looking to combine with the existing forces here. Did you guys notice anything strange back home?
I mean, we found the book.
Did y'all encounter any of that goo anywhere strange?
I'm so tired. I don't remember.
It's all right. Get some rest. I'll help you guys out as much as I can, but I should check on a few dragon friends of mine. They're looking for us. Our physiology is very interesting to them, and our power as well. They see us as a threat. They said we're not like the dragons from their worlds.
Speaking of that, they kept saying we want you for your parts. That part you're missing.
Yeah,
They got that, eh?
they did. Carved it off of me while I was screaming. My poison breath did nothing to him.
So we have to go back, but we can't go back, eh?
Not like this. You're going to need some help. They'd let you in before. I've seen it. They'll let you in if they don't think you can do anything. You've shown them how capable you are. They will not let you in a second time.
Do you know, mon ami, if these worlds, they are different planes of existence?
I believe there might be. I'm uncertain.
So I could banish us back home, eh?
Potentially.
But we don't know what that would do to the timeline, eh?
We don't know what it would do, and we don't know where you would arrive. We don't know what's being unfolded back in your world. And from the sound of what you're telling me, is you would banish yourself back to a place filled with your alternate reality selves who may not be so happy to see you.
I would like to think the other version of me is still not so much an asshole that he can't see the logic of the problem, eh?
Well, perhaps he isn't. But that's a hell of a dice to roll.
Have you met me, Reginald Koo, eh? And I pull out, for the first time in 8 rounds, I pull out weighted dice, and without looking, I just roll a 7 on the table.
Man who makes his own luck. I understand that.
So, if you were me, Reginald Koo, what would you do, eh? If you were us, where would you go next, eh?
I would do what the Avalon Knights do best. I would make friends, I would gather allies, and I would triumph over evils.
Well, we do know a thing or two about rebuilding a keep, eh?
Indeed. I'm going to go hook up with some old contacts of mine and check in on some dragon friends. The most powerful dragons in this world are all going to be targets now. And I better check up on every one of them, even the particularly ill-tempered ones.
At this final mention, Guy's face just drops, and I reach into my bag and pull out the bag of holding, and shove my hand into it and think really, really hard about a particular horn with 4 dragon heads on it that we never blew at the big battle. And I want to know if it's still in that bag.
Your link to your vault is severed.
Right, okay. So I can't test that 3. Okay.
Yeah. But you did only blow it once. Well, I'll see what I can track down for y'all, but y'all pretty good at gathering out. You got a small army set up here.
Well, boys, here we go again, eh?
And I'll see what I can find out about them rumblings for you. Now, you guys stay safe here. I'll be back as soon as I can. Thanks a lot for saving me. A copper dragon owes you a debt. That is a lofty thing.
To be fair, Reggie, I think this one only makes us even, eh?
We'll see with time. But for now, I thank you all the same. And he gets Cookie to let him out. And this small space for the amount of people in it, but it starts to fill with the smell of Cookie's cooking. And a little bit of home starts to return ever so slightly. Cookie kind of looks over everybody and says, "We're probably going to need Gear Strip for this. I hope he's still alive out there."
You know what else I wouldn't mind on my side in this crazy place, eh? Whistle Whip, eh? Whistle Whip?
Whistle Whip. Oh, Whistle Whip. Oh, boy. I don't suppose you'd all want to go to the Underdark.
I've always wanted to go to the Underdark.
Yeah, you know, the big tree, he's not here, eh? We could...
I heard Whistle Whip got picked up by a band of drow bounty hunters. They wanted to keep him alive, I know that's much for certain. They like his brewing abilities. But I think we might have to bail him out too.
But of a 2-for-1 deal, eh?
Yes. And then you guys the doors open up again. And a familiar face in an unfamiliar form walks into this keep safe house room. It's Wormspit. And Wormspit is dressed as plain as you have ever seen him. He's got his ledger in hand, and he's got like this long bag that you assume holds his regular outfit. You're all here.
Equal rights for all, mon ami.
Yes. And I've brought some friends. And he ushers in a small goblin band. These are the Rusty Shank tribe. I was performing guard duties for them when actually Team Mom showed up and saved them from a horrible undead creature. And they put me in charge of the group. And I must admit, I'm ashamed to say I succumbed to a certain melancholy after the attacks. I felt that I had failed in my quest to find a better life for my people. But I have been shown that I cannot languish in the pits of failure and defeat, and that we must pick ourselves up find a way to rise.
Yeah, there's an old keep that needs to be rebuilt right over here, right around this place here, right?
Yes, and I was so relieved to see that Norbog survived.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. You're the ones from the other world.
Yeah, what is a Norbog?
It seems that things may be a little bit divergent between our two worlds. In our world, Ogbog the Manslayer had a daughter. Her name is Norbog, and she takes after her father quite well.
And she is here, right?
She has sought out Jobetta and Lilith, and she has joined them in their quest.
How is Ogbog, eh?
Sadly, we received word that Ogbog had passed away. He succumbed to the wounds that he suffered during the Battle of Avalon Keep. But he gave Norbog instructions to find Jobetta and Lilith and set them on the right path. But she seems to have found your Jobetta and Lilith.
I cannot help pitying anybody who stands in front of that particular group of people, eh? Oh.
Yes, they've gone to find Kalazar, and I've tipped them off as to where to go. Is there anyone else that we are looking for? I'll be happy to help any way I can.
And yeah, Pen, just I'm a little, I'm not quite there.
We want to find Wormspit, and we also need to find...
I'm right here.
You know, I am so confused, mon ami. That's why I am stopping. We need to find everyone who is still alive, eh? I don't know who is on this side is still above the dirt, eh?
These are confusing times. I will create a list. And Wormspit goes through his bag and like sets up a kind of makeshift table and like a small stool and sets down and immediately gets to work poring over his ledgers and making notes, and going through all of his details. And this Rusty Shank tribe, who is the most like ragtag group of goblins you've ever seen. They look like the regular group you'd find like in a cave.
Yeah.
They're just like shuffling about. One of them is sleeping on the floor. One of the goblins is like very rotund and just kind of heavy set. If you ask, Wormspit says that is Big Goober. He was formerly the Goblin King of the tribe.
Do you have any idea where we might find Gear Strip, eh?
Yes, of course. Gear Strip had... he was a bit of melancholy as well afterwards. Last I heard, he had gone to a particular museum in Baldur's Gate, a kind of pilgrimage. Evidently, they have many creations of Gond there.
You guys, you want to go on a non-stop flight to Baldur's Gate? Maybe in the morning, but you know.
I guess we have no choice at this point.
Well, we do. The other choice is the Underdark. Eh?
If we're not going home, we might as well make some good here.
Redan, I can't help remembering the very first time I see you, eh? It was in the keep, eh? You lift that great big log and it almost fall over and break your back, and then that little dude, he pick up the bigger log and he walk away, eh?
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
That's like the first time I ever saw you, eh?
Not to change the topic at all, but yeah, we could go to cushy Baldur's Gate, or we could get someone out of the Underdark. And from what Richard had said, it's pretty shitty down there.
It's a very bad place to be a boy, eh?
Even I wouldn't touch the Underdark, Zello says.
So I'm just thinking, Maybe
An old world that wants to kill us, or only a city? Eh?
Yeah, but potentiality for good. We can get someone out of a really shitty place, or try. That's where I think we should go.
Ben, what is your opinion? Eh? Who do we get first? Eh?
Long, long day. I really don't know if I have an answer for you right now.
You know, if you don't answer, if we don't know, then we're going to spend all night staring up at the sky and wondering. Eh? If we answer now, we get one night of good rest before we go, eh? Knowing that we are going after one or the other.
Cookie comes up behind Penn, pats him on the back, and hands him a bowl of stew. Eat a dinner with friends first. It's always easier to talk business on a full stomach.
Thank you. And yeah, he'll just go, he'll sit and eat.
All right. And everybody tucks into a meal. And it is clear that the weight of the previous events hang heavy on some. Lord Zelos has to dish himself his own bowl of stew. Cookie happily serves everyone else. Zelos finds a quiet spot all by himself, and everyone else catches up. Old friends. People from
I want to go
times
find
past.
Cookie for a second.
Of course.
Just while he's dishing out the food, just walk up to him and look over at Zelos in the corner by himself and look at Cookie. And I probably shouldn't be the one to judge you, but you're better than this, eh?
I was better than a lot of things.
And you still are. Look what it just took to keep you down, eh? Look what happened here, and still you are standing, eh? Still these people look up to you. Still they respect everything you do, eh? Do the right thing, eh? I'm not asking you to love him. Just take him a fucking bowl of stew, eh?
He's got his own bowl for now. I'm gonna need some time. I saw him do all of it, Guy. I saw every step, every brutal action of both of them. And I still hear the screams of my family. I'm gonna need some time.
Yeah, take all the time you need, eh? But be the man I know you are, eh? This place,
Do my best.
Cookie, this place is you, eh? And I don't mean that in some artsy-fartsy, goddamn poet kind of bard bullshit. I have seen it, eh? For real. This place is you. You fix this place, eh?
You know, my Guy always says the same thing. And I figure you're old enough that I ought to be telling you. It's not me. It's you. It's all of you. It's always been. You just never realized it. You create the family yourself. You create the home yourself. You
Yeah,
create...
but who showed us how to do it, eh? Who showed us how to do that, eh? You.
Yeah, I can hand you the recipe. But sometimes you gotta cook the stew yourself.
And all the people in this room, Cookie, they need to cook the stew themselves, eh? but I also need the recipe.
All right. I'll see if I got another one to share. I thank y'all for helping me out. This wasn't your world and it wasn't your stakes. I can only imagine the other me taught you well.
Just and walk away.
While you're having that conversation, I'm walking over to Zelos.
You walk over to Zelos and he's kind of spooning up and he's like, I must admit it is quite good.
Yeah, it's good. Why are you sitting alone?
I don't know if you noticed. I used to have a problem with killing all of these people. I don't think they want to hang around with me too much.
I slide down the wall beside him. Well, that's their loss. Thanks for helping out.
You are so quick to believe the best in people, Radad. Why is that?
Quite the opposite. I just give people a chance. You've done that. You've never shown me that you can't be trusted. You've been honest at every step of the way.
But if someone is a cad and he honestly tells you that he is a cad, do you have to respect him for it, or is he still a cad?
It's a good question. I don't have an answer.
Something I've always questioned myself. I have gone through lives not hiding who I was, but they never ended very well. I always had to shuffle into a new identity after the pitchforks came out.
The way I look at it is, in two worlds, Owen Stone was willing to go to the ends of the earth for you. And I don't know a lot about him, but someone willing to go to that distance, you've earned that.
Owen is an incredible assistant.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be so incredible and working with you if you didn't earn his respect.
He believes in me. He's the only one I ever met that did.
And why is that?
I'm not certain.
What was different about Owen?
I don't know what it was that was different about him, but he was the only one that believed in me the way I believe in myself. Believed that I was destined for great things. That I could lead to greatness. He believed in my capability, my knowledge, my experience. He was the first person that I ever told the truth about me. That it wasn't about the murder.
Maybe you should try the truth more often. Something I've been trying to get through to this group for a long time now.
Perhaps. Perhaps I've got a lot of lessons to learn.
It's
It's
good.
been an informative 2 years.
It's good that after all this time you can still learn. If you stop learning or having the ability to, might as well be dead.
Oh, one does try to keep up. The world changes too quickly even for me sometimes.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Did you see the calamity?
Yes, I did.
That's a story I'm going to want to hear one day.
Oh, it's rather painful. But I'm sure I'll tell you sometime. I saw calamities, plagues, flying cities fall from the sky, death from above, gods walking the earth, dragon wars, giant wars, and everything in between.
That's a long time.
Yes.
Did you want this?
No. To this day, I'm still not entirely sure why it happened. But it must have been for a reason.
You think you get to create that reason, or is that reason predetermined?
I have decided what I believe that reason is, and time will tell as to whether or not I'm correct.
And in the meantime?
In the meantime, I will strive towards my goals. Trying time and again to achieve them in various ways. Until
Have you ever-
arrive at the correct one.
Have you ever thought of changing those goals? Have they stayed the same?
They have adjusted over the years. Ever so slightly. More so with Owen's guidance, and I do miss him.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm sorry he was taken from you.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Do you want time alone?
If you wish, I really don't care either way, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
I start slurping my soup as loud and obnoxious as humanly possible.
Lovely. And then it's like ginger comes out from your hair. Hey, let me get a piece of that. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Oh wait, I don't eat. I'm a cookie.
I need to go find Penn as well.
All right, Penn, what are you up to while this is all unfolding?
I was muted. Sorry, I'm just sitting there eating. Just like when you've had one of those days where everything happens, so you're just kind of zoning out on the smallest thing. So I'm just sitting there like that.
And Guy's hand comes between you and the bowl of stew, and in the palm is the Pearl of Power ring. Take it.
I already have, and I pulled the one on my neck.
Take this one too, eh?
Double up.
Oh, why?
Just take it. I need this hand free.
And I'll put it in my hand.
And I start rubbing his neck with both hands. I notice you have been holding back. You don't pull the trigger, right?
We're not who we used to be, and now I don't know how to move forward from that, and then I don't know how to move forward from what we saw today. And I know we will, but I didn't even think things like that existed or could or would.
You are very tired, mon ami, and you don't listen when Cookie talked earlier, eh? We will do what we do. You are still you. You are a different you. Yeah, we saw horrible things just today. Never mind the last year, 2 years, eh? You don't have to be from this world for shit to be awful, eh? But you know what the Warlocks always do, mon ami? We rebuild messes, eh? We accept everyone. We save everyone. Even that shit in the corner, we're going to save him. You know why? Because Penitent Wright taught me that's what you do, eh? You are tired, mon ami, and it has made you momentarily slightly weak, eh? It is okay. It happens. You will be strong when you need to be, because you are our leader. Remember that, Penitent Wright. You are our leader, right? But a leader, he don't work alone, eh? And I'm just...
Dookie freeze.
Yes.
At the worst possible moment.
Oh,
Oh, that's terrible.
come
Oh,
back.
mid
Dee.
conversation.
Oh no.
I like to imagine Kevin's just sitting there, just holding that
Yeah,
pose.
no.
Me.
Oh, there you are. You
Oh
came back.
shit! You're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I just saw it. Shit. Oh man. Okay. Well. Yeah.
Oh.
A little bit of me is still afraid that you are going to go evil, but the rest of me is absolutely sure that you will do the right thing, eh? And I lean down and whisper in your ear, like almost uncomfortably close. I trust you, mon ami. Now get some rest, and tomorrow, you cast some spells, eh? Smack him on the shoulder.
And as he's starting to walk away, I'll catch like the edge of his robe or whatever, and I'll slowly stand up and I'll just be like, "Can you help me with one more thing today?" And
Name it.
And I nod and I walk over to Radan, and I'm like, "Can you come with us real quick?"
I take a huge slurp of soup and just get up.
And I'm gonna lead them out of the safe room, and I'm going to flip the switch and put us back in the ethereal.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk and look at each of the spots where our patrons are, and then the one spot that is empty, and walk over to it and pull out a little tea candle, like a tea light. And I'm going to produce flame and light it and set it down right there. And I'm going to cry.
Very well. And I think that's where we ended today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for watching the show. Because we forgot to do the thing, be sure to check out Guy on Dirty 20 Gaming. Be sure to check out Noctum Sky on YouTube. Be sure to check out the things we got going on here. And don't forget, roll for initiative. Pop in, say hi to Dawn for us. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following. Check us out on YouTube. And until next time, guys, class dismissed.
Trapped for air between the plains, defending just askew. Sir Edwin Ardu is the man of the day, alas we knew him well. He fought for us all with heart, soul, and steel, this paladin in hell. He fought for us all with heart, soul, and steel, this paladin in hell.